In the Arctic, a group of workers is excavating deep inside a frozen cave. Suddenly they find something stuck inside the ice, so they cut a big block to get it out and then a helicopter takes it to a lab. The scientists immediately send a fax to the excavation company, explaining there's been a very important archaeological discovery and requesting to stop the drilling. They also ask for a specialist to study whatever is inside the ice block. Sometime later, anthropologist Stanley arrives at the lab. He's a doctor familiar with the Arctic because he's been studying the history and culture of Eskimos. Stanley is introduced to Dr. Diane and the other scientists, who believe they've found some prehistoric animal. In 1898 the Russians found a mammoth with still viable cells, so they have high hopes for their discovery. Then the group uses a laser to very carefully cut the ice block layer by layer to avoid any damage to the creature. To their surprise, the being inside isn't an animal, it's actually a Neanderthal. Stanley analyzes his appearance and concludes he's a hunter who lived around 20 to 40,000 years ago. He wants to take a closer look, but Diane explains that their goal is to cut the caveman into pieces and send them to the best research centers in the world. Afterward the scientists thaw the caveman and take off his clothes and tools to start taking tissue samples. They also give him a bypass and monitor his brain using electrodes. The tests indicate that the Neanderthal cells and organs are in perfect condition, and Diane theorizes that ancient humans had cryoprotectants, which are special cells that prevent crystallization. While the tests continue, the scientists are shocked to suddenly notice some light brain activity coming from the Neanderthal. They decide to try to revive the man, so they intubate him and shock him with a defibrillator until they can detect a strong heartbeat. Once the caveman is stable, they remove the intubation and the Neanderthal begins to wake up. He is very confused by his surroundings, the noises, and the masked faces, so he immediately starts panicking. Stanley takes his mask and the caveman calms down when he sees a human face, allowing the others to put him to sleep with an injection. Afterward the group discusses the future of the caveman, already hoping for a Nobel. The Arctic team is trying to develop a cryoprotectant to freeze cancer patients and unfreeze them when humanity finds a cure. But now that they have the Neanderthal, they think they can find a way to freeze people to